Hi guys, this is Pipin Kumar. Welcome to the channel of Spatial Information Technology. This video will discuss how to create a point shape file using CSV that contains longitude, latitude and elevation information. For this we need to create a Python file, give some specific name here, CSV to shapefile .py. Cancel this. I don't want to push the code into the GitHub. See here, I have a CSV file here in which first a column is level, second column is easting, northing, elevation. This looks like in metric coordinate system. Basically it's a projected coordinate system, and so that's why we need to assign the coordinate for this file is UTM. Move to the Python file. In the last video we have discussed for creating the shape file we need to remember 5 steps. First we need to import required library, and in second step we need to remember create the output shape file. And in third step we need to remember create point geometry, and in fourth step remember create attribute field, and in final step you need to create the feature and set the values. All right, so in the first step I am importing the useful libraries. Import useful library for the vector file is OGR and OSR. First step is completed, and in second the step we need to create the output shape file. For this first we need to define the driver. This is OGR dot get driver by name, and the shapefile driver is the shapefile driver name is ESRI shapefile. Okay, we have defined the driver, and then we need to create the data source. And this is driver. We are going to create the data source in driver dot create data source, and give the name of the shapefile you want to create. Let's say given test.shp, and then after we need to define the coordinate system to this shapefile. For this we need to define the SRS. This is spatial reference system, OSR dot spatial reference, and then finally we need to export into import from EPSG, SRS dot import from EPSG, and I want to define the coordinate system. It's 43N. It's UTM 43N. So the APSC code for UTM 43N is 32643. You can also Google it and you will get good information of every coordinate system. The coordinate system I have already, the object of coordinate system I have created here, and then finally we need to create the layer equal to data source dot create layer, and here you need to define the shapefile name. This is that you are going to create, and SRS, and geometry type equal to OGR dot WKB point. This is a point shape file. Fine. You have created the output shape file. It means your second step is completed. Fine. Now we'll move into the next step, that is create point geometry. Before moving the point geometry, we will create the attribute field here. For creating the attribute field, you need to define the field name first. Field name equal to OGR dot field definition, and first attribute field I want to create the name. This is the first attribute column, name, and the type of this attribute field is a string, OFT string. Okay. You can also set the width of this string simply by typing field name dot set width. Yeah, say I want to give the width of this string is 50. Fine. And then finally you need to create this field name into the layer that we have created here, layer dot create field. This is field name, है ना? Okay, the first field I have created, and same you can create the field for layer dot create field. I want to create basically three field. One is name. Second, I want to create the field of string. The OGR dot define the field first, field definition, and we need to create the field of string, and the type of this field is OGR dot real number. It's a number, positive, negative, it's a real number. I will create the type of this field is OFT real, and same you can create the second field layer. In this layer, create field. I want to create OGR dot field definition, northing, and the type of this field is same. OGR dot OFT real, and the third field I want to create for elevation, layer dot create field, define the field, and this is elevation. And the type of this field is OGR dot real. Fine. We have created four field here. One is name, string, northing, elevation. Field is created. Now we need to process the text file and add the attributes and feature to the shape file. For this, we need to read this CSV file. Okay, for reading the CSV file, we need to write some sort of code with open the CSV file name is point underscore file dot CSV, and this is the mode. This is read mode. I will read this as CSV file. Okay, now read CSV reader. I will read this file, this CSV file is equal to CSV dot. For this we need to import the library of CSV here. So add here CSV also, है ना. Okay. So reader, and we'll read this CSV file. Fine. We read this CSV file. Now we'll iterate the loop in this CSV file and will set the value to every column of the attributes. For this we'll iterate a loop for row in CSV reader, and we need to create the feature in this specific layer first. So what we need to do, feature equal to OGR dot feature, and we need to create the feature in this specific layer dot get layer definition. Okay, first we have created the instance of the layer, and we have created the feature inside this specific layer. Fine. Now set the attributes using the value for the delimited text file. This feature dot set field, and first this is the field name, and field value should be, this is row of 0. Row of 0 we need to give into the name attribute column. This is row of 0. Okay, looks okay to me. Feature dot set field, and second attribute column is string, and we need to assign the second column into the second attribute column. Yeah, second value into the second attribute column. Fine. This is row of 1. Okay, looks good. Feature dot now second third field is northing, and into assign the field value, this is third column, and finally feature dot set field, and final column is elevation. Okay, here we need to assign the field value row of 3. Okay, looks good. Now finally we need to create the geometry here. For creating the geometry, what we need to do, we need to first assign the point basically we need to create the instance of point OGR dot geometry and OGR dot WKV, well known boundary point, and point dot add point. Yeah, basically this x is this and y is northing. X, y we need to add here. So we need to add row of 1 and row of 2 that we have added here. All right. Now finally we need to create the feature and set the values. For this we need to we have already created the feature here. See here, we have already created the feature here. Then what we need to do here, we need to set the feature geometry using the point. So we have already created the feature we need to set the geometry here, set geometry, and the point we have created, this is the point geometry we need to set inside this feature. Fine. Okay, looks okay to me. And finally create the feature inside this layer, layer dot create feature, and this is feature. Okay, we have created finally. First, what we have done, first we have created the point geometry, and we have assigned the point geometry inside this feature. Now we have created the feature inside this layer, that is the hierarchy. Okay, looks okay to me. And then finally what we need to do, we need to save this feature and close the data source. For this feature equal to none, and this is data source equal to none. Okay, it looks okay to me. Let's run this program. Let's see how much error is there. Okay, Python CSV. Oh, there's too many errors there. What's this is line 9. Okay, it's showing it is spatial reference argument 2 of int. Okay, it should be int type, argument is int type. Okay, see, I have given as a string type here, it should be int type. Okay, let's run again. Okay, some different error is there. Line 16, what is line 16? Create field, file name, field name. Oh, got it. It's I have given the wrong spelling here. FIELD field. Okay, and the same here, this is FIELD field. Okay, it's a spelling mistake, field, and same here. Okay, all right, run again the code. Oh, see, it looks different here. It's line 16 have error, line 16, this is again have error. Okay, double D is there. Okay, fine. Sorry guys, it looks like too many mistake is there. Okay, one more error is there. In line 34, where is line 34? Okay, here the value should be the float, I mean double type, and we have given, okay, this is because we have, see here, we have arrayed the CSV file, and the column of the type of this row 1 is a string, so we need to convert as a float here, float. Sorry guys, this is actually there's too many mistakes there in this code. That's how we can learn by mistake only, and this is good way to do the practice. Run again the code. Okay, could not convert a string to string. Okay, it means see guys, it is also reading the first record also. That's why what we need to do, we need to read this file from the second row onwards. So what we need to do, this is reading the CSV file from the first row. So what we need to do, we need to do next of CSV reader. Okay, cool. I think it will go good. Yeah, finally this code ran here, and see the output. Desktop, GitHub tutorial to data. Yeah, this test save file is created here, and if you want to import this save file into some GIS platform, you can see here, this is tutorial to test save file. Open this file, open. Yeah, alright guys, you can also open and check the attribute table. See, we have successfully created the attribute column also, and other information you can also see here. The project I mean the coordinate system information we can also see here. This is 43N IPSC code 32643. Okay, all right. So that's how we can create a new save file from the CSV file that contain the XYG information. That's all for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed the learning. If you like my video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe and share my channel. Sign up for today. Bye bye.